have Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, who are having a phenomenal rivalry.
Luke is the kind of guy who really likes big guys going at. I like big guys myself too a lot, and I'm a Luke Harper fan.
These matches between Harper and Rowan.
I'm a Luke Harper fan.
It's all about Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail and Randy Orton, and now Bray Wyatt's on Raw.
That's the other thing. I feel that's another big problem I have with right now Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, is that I feel like they're supposed to be away from Bray, but they're rivals basically because of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family.
I just feel like they should have taken some big names from Smackdown to Raw, right? Like a couple of them, and then just had sent like Owens, right? Sami Zayn, like they did. But it would have also sent Finn Balor, right? So we could have this rivalry between Bray and Finn. Send someone big from SmackDown over the Raw in place of Finn Balor.
You could have sent Randy instead of Bray.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, but I don't think that. I wouldn't think that they do that. I don't know the full backstage thing, but that's the thing. Especially when it comes to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, is that I feel like they're not giving them the chance to build their own characters. Like, I feel, especially when it comes to Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan's always been the third guy of the Wyatt family, don't get me wrong. He's always been just there. He's never been the talker that Bray was. He was never the worker that Harper is. He still isn't. Granted. But I feel like...
Granted, also, he still has been getting a couple big...
Oh yeah, they had him beat Harper, I think, last week. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that I think they're going to start trying to push Eric Rowan, but the thing about it is that you need to give them some sort of things to identify them. Like just saying, oh, they're former Wyatt family members, that's not going to cut it.
Oh, he's kicking out the ring announcer.
But
this is our next match, actually. Handicap match between Mr. Kennedy and CM Punk against John Cena. Kenny's about to do his microphone entrance thing.
But back to this fun discussion. With Eric Rowan, I feel like his whole character is basically, oh, I was a member of the Wyatt family, Bray's gone, I'm here on my own, and I'd rather, I'm sure they're going to start building it, but I feel like it's good for both Luke Harper and Eric Rowan to be on their own. Luke Harper himself said that he always felt like he was kind of a third wheel in the situation. He never really liked being in the Wyatt family. And I can understand why, because he was overshadowed by Bray. Which is funny because Luke Harper ended up getting a singles title before Bray did, a long time before Bray did. Which is kind of ironic. But with Luke Harper, he's an amazing in-ring worker. Luke Harper can...
Oh, he's
Luke
phenomenal.
Harper can just...
I can't get enough of his matches.
Luke Harper can do about anything.
He's such a big man, but...
He moves so agilely.
He's so agile and he's so quick. He moves like a cruiserweight.
For a guy his size. And he has that kind of...
And when you get someone who's tall, who's big, like a big guy, who has the agility and the speed and all of that of a cruiserweight, that just makes them even...
Luke Harper also has that look for me. I really like the Luke Harper look. He looks like he could legitimately fuck you up if you met him in a fucking bar.
Oh yeah.
Like if you saw Luke Harper in a fucking bar, he looks like the guy who would fuck up everyone there. He looks like a legitimate tough guy. Eric Rowan is a fucking big guy himself, who himself looks like a fucking beast. Granted, not as big as Braun Strowman or something like that.
Just that Eric Rowan
still isn't...
He's not as powerful as Braun Strowman, and he's not as...
He's always been kind of...
light on his feet as Luke Harper.
He was never the worker. He was never the worker that Harper was. He was never the look that Braun was. He was never the talker that Bray was.
Yes, because...
He was the one who didn't have anything.
Just able to... Just the way he talks,
most of Bray's promos don't make sense. I'll admit that. Most of Bray's promos make zero sense. But they intrigue me nonetheless. They intrigue me. He's a serious talker. He can seriously talk. I'll give him that. I do think that his promos usually make no sense. Usually. And I guess that does kind of suck sometimes, but at the same time, he's a pretty good talker, and I love to listen to his voice.
But
I love his voice.
It's funny because if you follow his promos closely, in the things he says, they actually lead into his rivalries.
Yeah, you have to be in between most of the rambling. There's always little snippets that actually mean something.
Yeah,
it's up to you to figure it out. Like, he'll cut like a 10-minute promo, and like 30 seconds of that promo will actually be something important that you have to figure out. But that's the thing.
Example, there was that one long promo he did, and it was like super long. It was like, I think, 7 minutes long, and then the week after, he ended up attacking Ryback.
Oh yeah, that Ryback thing.
And then I kept playing the promo back, and I found this the parts. It made perfect sense.
But for Eric Rowan,
like, oh shit, I never.
But for Eric Rowan, he's always been kind of the black sheep. He's never really had anything unique about him. Like, Braun Strowman had the size and the look. Bray had the talk. Harper had the in-ring work. What was Rowan?
He was just kind of
there.
Backup.
He was the backup. He was the guy that's there. He's like, hey, we're here, but here's our buddy Rowan. And I do think that he has... And that's the thing, is that now you're kind of dropping him on his own, so now he's kind of forced to work by himself.
Yeah, and also you have to think about the fact that when the Wyatt family was all together...
Like, all four of them? Or
yeah, like all four of them. Like, all four of them. Mm-hmm. When they all came in... Say you had 4 guys on the other side, say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a guy to match up against Bray. You got a guy to match up against Luke Harper, right? But the problem is, your other 2 guys aren't even enough to take on Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman's so powerful.
That's how they booked him. That's how they've
booked him, is that
you need at least two guys, because when he came in, he fucked up Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose pretty much bad, and he still fucks people up like that.
Like, not even 2 men could take him down.
And now you have to think
and then you had Rowan. So that was like having an extra guy.
That was like having an extra... Rowan was the backup guy. He didn't have anything unique about him, but he was just kind of there. And granted, I'm not going to say that Rowan is some sort of hidden fucking talent. I'm not going to say Rowan's going to be a future world champion. Hell, I won't even say he's a future US champion. But at least he's there. At least he has some talent. Enough talent where he can get by doing mid-card feuds with people. Harper is different, because Harper, I'd at least think, can hold in the US title. I'd like to see Harper hold the US title. I would love to see a match between Harper and Kevin Owens. With Luke Harper, I think he'd be a good Again, I'm not going to overpraise Luke Harper as the next greatest fucking thing. I'm not going to overpraise him and say, oh yeah, world heavyweight champion, should give him the title now. I'm not going to do that, no. No. Because no offense to Luke Harper, but his promo work is still eh. And his promo work is still... It's okay, it gets him by, it's nothing fucking spectacular that you need in a world champion. With a world champion, you have to be able to do some pretty fucking great promos. At least in my opinion, your world champion should be. Yeah. And Luke Harper could definitely hang in the mid-card scene, keep the mid-card interesting. Same with Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan could keep the mid-card interesting, especially if he's trying to flesh out his character. And they're actually trying to, at least. I'll give them credit. They're trying to flesh out Eric Rowan's character. If you saw the Talking Smack thing they did this week. No, I didn't see. You didn't see Talking Smack this week. He legit, and I'll give credit to fucking Shane and Renee. They sold him like he was a fucking maniac. Like, he came in there and he seemed like a freaking maniac. Then he gives Renee a balloon and pops it. He has the fucking clown painted freaking sheep mask. I swear, it was that Pennywise stuff from, It. It was like that. Like, you've seen that before, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
With the clown who gets balloon. Stephen King. It. With the clown in the sewer.
No, actually, I don't think
Luke's never seen it. Yeah, but it was like that basically. You know, I give them credit; they're trying to build him as a character, but his in-ring work still needs some work, still needs done, and his promo work still needs done. Again, I'm not going to praise Eric Rowan as someone who could be a U.S. champion or a world champion, but he's there. Harper definitely give the U.S. title. Definitely, sometime down the road. Not saying give it to him now, I'm not saying give it to him in the next few months, but down the road maybe, after he gets some time to kind of flesh out from the Wyatt family.